So here's the deal. Freddy here is doing exactly what we want. It starts up every time, it's reliable. I've driven this thing literally across country, 3,000 miles in 1 week, going from Texas to Florida for sick week and back. I take my kids to school in this thing every Friday. Runs great. We did the cow tracks on here, and now the traction is amazing. So, of course, I'm going to do what any reasonable car guy would do. I'm about to pull this thing into my shop, tear it completely down. Let's get to it.
So, as you call it now, we're working on cable. So, I've getting short. But, then after this is done, after that's done, we're going to work on the Cougar again.
It is amazing how dirty this thing can get just from street driving. But yeah, so we got a couple big upgrades to make to this thing. I got roll cage from Rhodes Racing. Yeah, pre-bent roll cage. We got the bender, but I would have had to buy a die for that size for this 1 5/8. And it just made more sense. By the time I bought the die and materials, I would have been more than just buying the cage. So I'll probably end up buying a die anyways. But another upgrade we got is our Tick Performance intake. So we're gonna start out, we're gonna probably swap the intake over, get that done. And then I gotta strip out the interior. I got new floor pans, so we're gonna start looking at what needs replaced on the floor pans, get that replaced, then go into the roll cage, and then start building back. And after we do the intake, I'm probably gonna pull these headers out. I got some new V-bands, some more V-bands and stuff like that, so we can start tearing into the other headers I got. I'm gonna try and chop those, shorten them up, see if I can make those work so we can start building the turbo kit for this thing. Today is April 20th. Sick summer is like around June 10th, I think. I gotta look at the dates, but basically I gotta figure out.
We got the package today.
Yep. So basically I gotta figure out what we can get done before then and still have time to do a little bit of testing, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to work.
Let's get to work.
Painless except for Justin busting his knuckles. I didn't feel a thing. We're gonna clean this up a little bit. Out of the old intake, I gotta pull the injectors, put them on the new intake. I gotta pull the sensors out of it. And I just remembered that I haven't ordered my new map sensor. So I need to get on Motion and order that. We're gonna go ahead and install a 5-bar map. That way I got a good sensor. I don't have to worry about it. I've been having a little issue with the onboard sensor that I've been using. It's not working bad. It's just that it doesn't seem to have a lot of it's not very tight. I don't know how to say that. It doesn't there's not a lot of fluctuation. I don't know if there's supposed to be, but I just don't trust the sensor. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna get this cleaned up now. We're gonna swap all of that stuff on that intake to the new one and then start putting it back together. moment of truth. We're about to pop this lid on and see if the hood clearance fits. I think it will. I had a truck intake on here before with no issue. Stay O-ring. Upgraded to the one-piece O-ring from Holly. I assume that was a good upgrade to do. Kind of a pain in the butt to get to stay on. Might have to put some assembly lube. A little bit of grease. Tack her up. Got a mind of her own. Just do the thing. Stay. Just sit still. Just stay. Stay. Alright, grab that intake. Intercooler thing with the stuff. Stay down, worm. Stay down. Ready? Straight down. Moment of truth, guys. Just set that down in there. That's good. Here we go. Let's see. So far, so good. You guys can't see nothing. And we're closed. I think we're good.
Can we put something on top of it, maybe foam, see if it pushes it down?
There's no.
Okay.
I think we're good. Okay, so now we still got our water line to plumb in. I got to get some fittings for that. I got plugs for one side. I got to get some more fuel fittings. We're gonna upgrade to a larger line and pump and regulator. But we can go ahead and get the throttle body back on here, and then kind of go from there. It's looking good though, guys. Looking good. We got to look at the shiny rim.
Yes.
So we're waiting on some more sensors for this, so we jumped back into the inside of the car. Eli's cleaning up the rims for me. Doing a good job, right, Eli? Thank you.
Yeah.
I got the interior pulled out mostly. Floor pans weren't near as bad as I thought, so that's good. Most of this is surface rust. Well, I mean, it's got some pitting, but nothing that's soft. So we're gonna run the wire wheel through here and see how it looks. And then this is actually gonna get just painted with a rust protector, preventer, or whatever. We'll do this side. This side over here, there's a couple little pinholes you guys can't see on camera, but there's like a couple pinholes up there. We'll check those out and see what we need to do to patch those up. Now, yeah. Oh, you're working on that wheel too?
Yeah.
Man, this guy's keeping the car cleaned up for us.
Yep.
Good job, buddy. I'm gonna slide right by you. Now, this passenger side is where we knew we had problems. So it's pretty rough. There's a couple small holes, you know.
Right? Look at this rim.
Okay, buddy, give me a second. I'll check it out. So the problem here is we've got the seat pedestal, and I think I'm gonna have to bust all the spot welds out on it and get it out, because under here is this floor pan is rotten from basically up here to about here. So this side's the big task. I'm gonna start busting out some of these spot welds and seeing if we can get this up, and then I'll bring you guys back in to show you. Let's check out Eli's wheel. What we got, buddy?
The process.
In the process of it, yep. It's looking good, dude. Keep going.
All right.
And now I gotta show you guys, Eli's job on the wheels. He went around the car. And he got the rest of them polished up for me. Look at that, nice and clean.
Look at this one.
All right, let's go look at this one.
This one's even better than that one.
This one's even better? Yeah, it is. Look at that, so shiny.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy. All right, we're gonna get back to work on this thing.
Yep.
And
See you later.
I'll bring you guys in. We're gonna get back to work, get this floor pan cut out, and then I'll bring you guys back in.
Let me do a cool thing.
Okay.
See ya.
so I got this seat pan out. I think I might have showed you guys that. If so, I'll just edit this out. It's rotten pretty much all the way back to about right here, where these dimples start, and then you see all the way up to the floor, or up to the firewall. So I'm gonna I've got a full length pan that kind of lips up to about right there. We're gonna use the whole thing from there all the way back to here. We're gonna cut this back section off of it to start with, and then I'll probably just start trimming it up a little bit, and then once we get it trimmed up to where we want it, I'll lay it in here the best I can, trim out, and we'll cut inside that line and start edging it to our piece. So I got this piece. This is our passenger side floor pan. This is where I was saying we're gonna go right past the seat holes. This is my cut line we're gonna try and do. So let me cut this out, and then we'll start trying to fit it in the car. Save this for when the back section rots out, you know, or we get another Cougar or Mustang to work on. And then this is going to be, I didn't want to replace such a big section, but it's rotted out the whole way. I mean, there's not a good piece in there, on that. So it doesn't make sense to just try and scab in a whole bunch of pieces for me. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think that this is our best option. So we're going to start trying to fit this in the car now. And like I was saying, this is rough fitment. This is all still dirty. I still have a piece of the seat pan right here that needs to come out. We got a rivet right here. I need to see what that's for. There's a rib nut in there. I think that might be from where they did the exhaust, or that might be from, no, that's from me where I did the wiring. So I got a rib nut right here that's probably gonna have to be cut out, redone after I do the floor. But all this is pretty much on its way out. This is going to be a rough fit. We'll start coming in and we'll start hacking some of this stuff out and get a better fit until we're happy with it. But this is essentially what we're going to do. We'll try and use some of the pre-existing stuff. It's interesting. So the floor plug here is lined up right now, but my seat bolt holes are like half a hole off. So I'm thinking more importantly, of course, is the seat bolt holes. So that's what we're gonna do right there. So I need to get the floors cleaned out. I need to get them all wire wheeled. And then I'm probably gonna do a rough cut on this section and then start going into it. I think I'm gonna end up trying to, hopefully there's some good metal up here on the tunnel. I'm pretty sure there is, because I'd like to take this lip off of this pan right here as much as possible. And there again, if there's good metal on this edge, I'd like to take this lip off so I don't have to try and get into our rockers. My first time doing floor pans, so we're trying to just do it the best way I know how, which is cut and go like the Chinese welder guys. My Atlanta, look at that hair. What are you telling me, Eli?
So, we got the Cougar done, as you see.
No, not even close. All right, so we have the hole cut out good where everything's gonna go. I took the grinder and cleaned up this edge, so we have some fresh metal. Now this here, I'm gonna try and clean it out better. That cross member, this unibody frame, this part of the frame here, all of that gets covered up. But what I want to do is try and clean this up, whether it be wire brush or wire wheel, whatever I can get down in there. And then I have some weld through primer. I'm gonna paint all that with some weld through primer, and then I'm gonna put the new floor pan down and we're gonna start getting this welded in. I got some seam sealer. Then before I even do the seam sealer, I've got the entire floor I'm gonna wire wheel so it can all get a fresh coat of paint and rust killer. Man, you guys ever try and find that line between good enough and good? You know, sometimes my OCD kicks in on this stuff, and I swear I spent 30 minutes getting off a little tab that I probably could have just ground through. Man, this hair is just on point. Look at that, guys. What do y'all know about that?
And look
Time
at
to put a hat
mine.
back on. Luscious hair.
And his not.
It is not. All right, let's get back to work. So I got this primered up, it's dry. I took the floor pan and we just kind of primered around the edge where they're gonna be touching. I got some holes drilled out for some spot welds on these cross members. We're gonna set it in here and hope it fits as good as it did a minute ago when we test fit it. We're gonna get it set in here and start tacking it in.
And I helped him paint it.
Yeah, and Eli helped me paint it. With a respirator, of course.
Very, like you can touch the not dry one.
It's very sharp, I can tell you that.
Well, no, it is.
Okay.
Is this a test fit?
Oh man, this is it right here, bud. Got a little bit where I boogered that a little too big, so we'll have to, that's no big deal, we'll just take and tap that in.
So
This looks good here. I got
Uncle
metal
Bar
touching
over
there.
there.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
That's not good. But
I got a little overzealous at the front here.
yeah,
We're gonna have to make some.
he cracked it.
No, I didn't crack it. I guess it wasn't hitting that cross member like I thought it was earlier. And now that it is, I got a gap
Yeah, he got a gap.
up at the front. So we'll have to
Yep.
fill that in.
And
That sucks.
probably on that side we need a crowbar too.
No, we don't. That side's not getting cut out. So this is my first time doing floor pans. I'm not great at it. This is not my favorite part of working on cars or building stuff for cars. But it's what it is. It's stuff that's got to be done. I mean, the worst that happens is that you get a gap like that, cut a piece of filler and put it in, and by the time it's all welded in and seam sealed and undercoated and it's got carpet on it, I don't think anybody's gonna see it. So, you know, my passengers won't be falling through the floor. That's the most important part. And we're gonna keep rocking and rolling.
I'm not gonna be in the back.
So this is what I was saying. Our spot welds are lining up with the cross member. That's good. And then I guess this one here, this cross member wasn't touching like I thought it was earlier. So when I pushed it down, I got a little gap from right there, just around that corner. It's not a huge deal. I'm actually gonna take that corner and kind of bend it back this way a hair, because that's my transmission right there. Right there. We had to kind of beat the tunnel out a little bit. So now I need to pull this up, which will close that gap up a little bit. I might have to do a little patch panel here, maybe a strip there or something, maybe a little strip here, and then a little piece here at the back. But all in all, like I said, I think it's gonna be just fine. It's gonna come out good. Probably could have, I'm glad I left the extra lip all the way around her. It would have been a huge gap. So I actually cut about 1/4 inch to 3/8 inside of my line, thinking I was going to be leaving a lip to trim up, but this is new to me. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing, and make sure you guys are, you know, not scared to get out there and try this stuff on your own cars, because that's the cool thing about this car is if it blows up or if it falls apart on the road, it's mine. It's, you know, I can do whatever I want with it. Don't be scared. It's just a car. I almost forgot one of the most important parts. So make sure whenever you guys are welding on your cars, one, unhook your battery, and two, if possible, especially if you have like a Holly like we do, just disconnect the ECM. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the trunk, unhook the battery, take the ECM out of the car completely just because it's a couple plugs and I can be done and not worry about it at all. Then I'll get the welder stretched over here and we'll get this thing burned in. All right, so I got the power disconnected on the car like we talked about. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna tack up my spot welds here on the cross members. And then I'm just gonna go around the edges and start getting it in place the best I can. It's the only thing I know to do with it. So here we go. I got this thing tacked in. You can see right there where I got to fix. Basically from here all the way up around that corner. That's where I messed up because it wasn't touching that cross member earlier. We got a little gap right there I got to fix. The rest of it is all good. I've got it stitch welded in the back. I did plug welding down the side like it was factory. Plug welding up there like it was factory. Plug welding here like it was factory. And I'm going to, like I said, I got to patch that little hole and then patch from that corner up. I don't know, is the stitch welding good enough and then seam seal it, or do I need to fully weld this? So I'm gonna go check that out, do a little Googling, and we'll get it done either way. And then we got to put this new seat pan. This new seat pan, I'm gonna have to drill out some spot welds and we'll weld it back in place once that's ready to go. And then this side will be done, and then we'll finish. I'm gonna take out the rest of that back seat. We're gonna grind the floor. I need to go ahead and paint it, and then we're gonna start putting the roll cage in. All right, so update. We left off, there was a hole in the floor. I started putting it in and showed you guys the gap. May have got a little overzealous. I got it welded in, it's painted, seam sealed. You didn't miss much. I forgot to hit record, my bad. All you missed was me without the hat, showing off my bald spot, cussing a lot of grinding dust. It was terrible. But let's check it out. So here's what we got. I seam sealed the whole edge where I welded it in. There's the patches I had to do up here where that gap was. Everything else actually turned out pretty good. When you look at it from the other side, you know, you don't even see that the floor pan's been replaced. Look at that. And the cool part is when the insulation and carpet go in, you'll never know. So I have now started putting the cage in here. Right now I'm just setting everything out. I'm gonna lay everything out and start getting it figured out as to what's gonna go where. I'm gonna have to bend these plates, I think. I'm gonna try and make these plates where they follow this curve right here, just to get this pipe where it's a little more on center. Tube, pipe, stuff. So that's about where it's gonna go though. Gonna line up like that, I think. It's gotta lean back just a little bit. That's about where we're gonna be though. I am going to start laying out all the pieces and see what we got. So we're gonna start mocking up the cage. It's gonna be a process. I did our buggy, our burnout buggy, the green cage and all that, and never had any issues, but that one was it's just a burnout buggy. It's not teched. I got to build everything from scratch. If I messed up a piece, I had other tubing. So this one's a little bit different for me. I want to get it right. This car is going to be going a lot faster than that green buggy ever will, and I want it to be safe. So we're going to take our time. We're going to probably mock it up 3 or 4 different times. We are going to drill the holes in the floor under the plate so we can drop the cage, get a full weld on everything, and hopefully it goes good. Cross your fingers, guys. Let's get to work. So I need to take this tray off, but it's pretty nasty and it's going to rip apart, and I don't want to make a mess right now, so I'm going to leave it. I'll come back, take it off. We're going to build a new one. Might do it now. Might wait until we get this back window sealed up and then worry about it, and I'll just build it in 2 pieces. But we got the speakers out now, so you can kind of see. Oh, can we hold the phone and do this maybe? This is gonna go through here like that. See that? Boom. I gotta figure out where that lines up at. And then it, oh, I paused it. My bad, guys. All right, so we line up here somewhere. I gotta figure out where. And we're gonna go through that speaker hole, and it just lands on the frame rail, I assume, back there, kind of like that. So we gotta notch that and get those mounted up, but that's gonna be nice. Yeah, hopefully I can get this just a little bit tighter up to the ceiling. We'll see how that goes. I guess at the end of the day, that's not terrible. Don't have any giants sitting back here. Got a little bit of a gap there we can do, so we'll see. So that's where those bars go. We know that. I'm gonna leave those in place, and I'm gonna try and get some of this knocked out, and I'll bring you guys back in there. So look here, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue, or anybody trying to put a roll cage in by themselves. But here's what we got today. I got our floor plates in. I had to, my brake laughed at me trying to bend 1/8" steel, so I stuck them in the vise and used a rubber mallet and just kind of bent them over, matched this line. I think they turned out pretty good. I got our main hoop in, tacked, of course, just a couple tacks on either side. I've got our harness bar in, and then I'm not sure, these rear bars, I call them Pro Street bars. I'm sure that's wrong, but just because they go like that and then through the tray, I think that's what they might be. I don't know. I got those in, just tacked in, of course. So that's where we're at today. And we are now, as someone mentioned to me earlier, 5 weekends away from 6 summer. And as you guys heard when this video started, that was April 20th. So what is that, like 2 weeks ago? It's taken me just to get this far, get the intake done, get the floor done, and get the cage to this point. We're gonna shut off the welder for the day. I'm gonna go spend some time with the kids. It's been a long week so far. And we'll get this cage knocked out over the next couple days and you'll see. All right, man, we're getting somewhere. I got this bar in temporary just to kind of hold the halo up while I was getting these front A-pillars. I think we're good, man. This halo bar, you see it follows the roof line. I've got this up, I mean, so tight that it's probably going to touch the headliner, which is what I want.
Dad,
We got these up as high as we can.
Dad, I like my videos more.
Eli likes his videos more, but I got Eli out here helping me.
Y'all like my videos more, do y'all?
Y'all got to comment and let us know.
Subscribe if you do.
There you go. So we got these in. I tried to keep them as tight over this way as I could so they're not interfering, of course, with our view as much as possible.
And
I think it turned out pretty good. Let me see. So I've got to do...
And that hurts a lot, guys.
Boy, get out of here. All right.
That's what you
So got like a 1/4 inch gap on the door panel. Gonna have to open the doors to roll up the windows, and then I've got to do our door bars from there to there. I think I'm gonna have to pull the armrests, and I might have to make a new lever for to open the door. But
open the door.
race car stuff, right? We
So-
are almost done getting this cage in. We're gonna keep getting after it. We're gonna got a few more things to tack in place, and then we're gonna drop it through the floor so we can get it welded up. All right, so that calls it. I'm calling it for the night. Check it out. Got the cage in. I got to take out my temporary support bar still, but first, before I take that out, I'm gonna weld everything I can. Got the door bars in. The last bars that'll need to be done are gonna be these kickers. But that being said, I'm gonna weld everything I can on this. We'll drop it through the floor, weld the tops up, get it back, get the plates welded in, and then we'll do the kickers. So we're on track. We're gonna call it for the night. Wrap this thing up tomorrow, spritz some paint on her, and that'll be it for this part. And then we have everything else in like the next 5 weekends. All right, see you guys tomorrow. This is super fun.
What is super fun?
Crawling back here.
How is it super fun?
It's not. I was just joking. You know, I probably should have pulled that out of there because then I could have saved it and used it as a template, but I didn't.
Yeah, I should have. I'm gonna.
There you go. See?
Oh, that was easy.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
No. It was not.
Okay, it's just an ankle bone. Yep. This is an ankle bone. Ow, come on, hurry up. Ow. Oofta.
I don't want to give myself a tea. I'll do something else with you.
Then why are you in here?
Guys.
Got a hole all under my butt cheeks.
I don't want to get itchy. Never mind. I'm going back under.
Okay.
Ow. Never mind.
Throw it on the floor behind you. Close enough. Oh, that's a good one. Good job.
Thank you.
All right.
Last piece.
Good job. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know. Oh. Oh, ow. I almost cut myself on the back of this. Why is this not burning hot anymore? It's not burning hot. That,
Because it cools off, buddy. It
How
doesn't
does
stay.
it cool
doesn't
off
stay
that-
hot forever.
how does it cool off that fast?
This would be so much easier if I didn't have the back window in here.
What back window?
This back window.
Oh. Just take it off.
Yeah, just pop right out, huh?
Yeah, and then get a new one and pop it back in. Why'd you rip that out?
What? Oh, because I told you I'm moving it so you don't hit your head on it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
How'd you even rip that out?
Because I just had it tacked on.
Oh,
See? 2 little
Tack.
tacks.
to a little tax a little bit.
Did that on purpose in case I wanted to change it. See theirs? See? I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. I can just drill it from the bottom, Eli.
Yeah,
Why didn't you say that a second ago?
because I didn't notice.
Come on, man. We're supposed to be a team here.
I didn't see it. You just messed up, guys. Don't do that. Yes, you did. Dad,
What?
stop. You did mess it up.
I don't feel like I messed it up.
Bruh, you did.
Yes, do this at home. Of course.
Don't you dare do that, kids.
Yes, everybody should do this at home.
Bruh, no. Bro, kids can't drill.
Why not?
Guys,
I let you drill stuff.
what if they're drilling their fingers?
Well, they should avoid drilling your fingers.
Guys, don't let your dad say yes. Let him say no. Please. Nope.
That's perfect, dude. Look at that.
How do I can't get in the car?
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
drilling.
Look at that. Now the bar is all the way out towards this outer edge. If you see, here's where we were. Here's where we moved it. We gained about 5 inches.
So, guys.
That's going to be nice.
Yep. So, guys.
So now, let's see here. Granted, I don't have the seat underneath me, but when we sit down, See, this bar is off to the side of my head, whereas before it was like right here. So now we're over here. So even if I'm up in the seat, I can go straight up. Boom. I like that.
Can I sit over here?
Yeah. You want to sit back here and check it out? This one's slinging a lot more stuff. Where's my safety glasses? Safety squints engaged. Yep. My Atlanta. It's okay. We've resolved the problem by squinting. Tell you what, putting a roll cage in the car is like gymnastics for a fat man. I'm okay with that so far. I'm gonna put padding on these, of course, so there's no side contact. And then this bar will be padded as well for when my kids are back here. I almost have the thought about putting a cross brace back here and putting harnesses in for them. They have their seat belts, but this is a 68, so it's just lap belts. Now, one thing I have learned working on old cars is you have two things that you have to do. One,
Yeah, you have to tighten it.
One is you build by the tape measure, but more importantly is you got to build with your eye, because this car is a 68. They were slammed together, and the people that try to make them look perfect, these things weren't perfect from the factory. So a lot of the times you might be off 1/8 of an inch, but it looks right with the body. And to me, that's just as important. Who's this guy?
Oh, hi. I don't know. I just showed up one day and now here I am sitting.
All right. Now that I've done all that banging, we got everything welded around as far as we can. I could probably fight more, but I'm not going to, because we're going to drop the cage. So I got to cut these tacks here, slide these plates out. Still got to drill some holes up in the front. I think we're going to just try and drill from the bottom. And I might have to re-drill these holes because I ended up moving the main hoop position. And then we're just going to kind of tilt the cage down through those holes so we can get to the uppers here and the uppers here and here. All right. Butter. All right, so here's where we're at. We're waiting on a few more parts. We got the cage done, but I still got to do kicker bars from here to here. We don't have to do a dash bar right now because it's factory floors and firewall. The only welding left on the cage, like I said, is the kicker bars, and I got to finish fully welding out some of the plates. Went ahead, got the battery mounted. I got our intercooler box, water box, set in place just so we can get some ideas. Got kind of a cheesy throttle cable bracket that I made out of some aluminum angle iron. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty solid. It does the trick. It fits under the hood, and it's better aligned than it's been this whole time. But that's where we're at. So we're going to call this video here. It's been a long time in the making, it seems. A little too long. I was hoping to get something out to you guys sooner, but we're going to get some more parts in, get back on this thing, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing.